Hey developers, welcome to Devcovery. Today, we're bringing you the hottest open source projects trending on GitHub, so you don't miss any tech developments worth your attention.
Today we're taking a deep dive into a trending project on GitHub, genlayer-project-boilerplate, a TypeScript project starter that has exploded in popularity, gaining almost 750 stars in just one day. This boilerplate promises to save countless hours of setup, so we're going to investigate what makes it so special and why hundreds of developers are suddenly adopting it as their new foundation. What if building a decentralized application felt less like navigating a cryptic new world and more like writing a familiar Python script? Well, a new project on GitHub is really taking off by promising just that. It's designed to build a much-needed bridge between the world of Web 2 development and the future of Web 3. The project is called genlayer-project-boilerplate, and it comes from the team at GenLayerlabs. It's a ready-to-use, full-stack template that makes it much easier for developers to start building on the GenLayer ecosystem, and the interest has been explosive. The project has already rocketed past 7,600 stars, with over 700 of those coming in just one day. That kind of surge tells you one thing. Developers are hungry for easier ways to get into dApp development. So, what's the big problem it's trying to solve? It's the famously steep learning curve of Web 3. Until now, building a dApp meant you had to master specialized languages like Solidity, get your head around complex blockchain architectures, and figure out how to integrate third-party services just to access real-world data. This created a huge barrier for most developers. The GenLayer project boilerplate tackles this head-on by providing a complete end-to-end example using tools developers already know. It offers a Python-based backend and a modern TypeScript frontend. This approach abstracts away much of the underlying blockchain complexity, letting developers focus on application logic from day one. Diving into the tech, the architecture is a smart hybrid, separating on-chain logic from the off-chain user interface. The heart of the system is a Python intelligent contract, which runs on the GenLayer platform and handles all the business rules. Now, this is a huge deal. It's a major shift away from the Ethereum ecosystem, and it opens the door for millions of Python developers to jump into Web 3. But maybe the most exciting feature is how the contract can directly fetch data from an external URL. What this means is that GenLayer has a built-in, decentralized Oracle system. On other blockchains, you'd need complex integrations with services like Chainlink to do this. Here, it's a native function. This dramatically simplifies creating dApps that need real-world information, like the football betting example included in the project. On the front end, things are equally modern. It's built with Next.js 15, Radix UI, and TypeScript. But the crucial piece is TanStack Query, a library for managing asynchronous data. It's brilliant at handling the delays you often get with blockchain interactions. By using caching and background fetching, it makes the dApp feel just as snappy as a regular web application. And to tie it all together, the entire development workflow is driven by the GenLayer CLI, a command line tool for deploying and testing contracts. So, who is this boilerplate for? If you're a newcomer, it's a fantastic learning tool. It demonstrates the full development lifecycle, from creating a contract all the way to front-end integration. For experienced teams, it serves as a solid, production-ready foundation that can be extended to build sophisticated decentralized applications, especially those that need external data. Getting started couldn't be simpler. Just clone the repository, install the dependencies, and use the provided CLI commands to deploy the sample contract and run the front end. The whole setup is designed to be almost completely frictionless. And what is the community saying? The feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. Developers love that it's an excellent starting point that really accelerates their workflow. It's even being called a core part of the builder journey on GenLayer. Of course, there's also constructive feedback. Some developers point out that the project is still in its early stages. It's missing features like a contract factory and more advanced UI patterns for contract interactions. The good news is, the community is already actively contributing improvements. But with all this convenience, there has to be a catch. This developer-friendly model does come with some significant risks. The biggest one is platform lock-in. These Python-based contracts are specific to GenLayer and would require a complete rewrite to migrate to another blockchain like Ethereum. Then there's the system's integrity, which hinges on the security and decentralization of GenLayer's built-in oracle. Any vulnerability there could compromise all the applications built on top of it. And finally, GenLayer is still an emerging platform, so its ecosystem is less mature than established alternatives, which could affect long-term support and security. In the end, the GenLayer project boilerplate represents a clear trade-off. It exchanges the pure decentralization of established platforms for a vastly superior developer experience. It's a pragmatic bridge designed to onboard a new wave of developers into Web3. And for that reason alone, this is definitely a project worth watching closely.
That's all for today's Devcovery. We hope these GitHub trending projects spark some inspiration for your development work. You can find all the repos mentioned in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you tomorrow at the same time.